Today I am going to attempt to make one of those 3-tiered trays that are all the rage on YouTube and other social media, and you can get them at Hobby Lobby for like 30 bucks or more, full price, and cheaper if you can find them half price. But I really wanted to make my own. So I've been collecting things. I got this cake pan from Walmart, and it's actually cheaper and bigger than the cake pans at the dollar store. I got this for 88 cents. This is going to be the top tier. And then this, believe it or not, can anyone guess what this is? I'm going to tell you so you don't have to guess. This is the guard to the top of a fan, to the front of a fan. Olivia has a fan in her bedroom, and for whatever reason she took the guard off of the front of it. I think the wires on it are too close together, and she just wasn't able to get very much air circulation, so she just went ahead and took this off. And I found it down in my utility room downstairs because I was looking for, I wanted a basket for the second tier, and I'm like, this is perfect. Looks like she had twisted some sort of pipe cleaner on there. Of course, I'll take that off. But yeah, that's going to be the second layer, or the second layer. And then this is going to be the bottom layer. This is that Lazy Susan tray that I got at the Salvation Army, and I paid $4 for it. So this 3-tiered tray is going to cost me $4.88 for that part. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray paint all 3 pieces with this hammered silver. It's the closest I could get to look like galvanized. So yeah, and I can't remember how much this was, like $4 I think. I'll have to look on my receipt. And then for the pillars to divide the 2 layers, I haven't quite decided what I want to do. I picked up, what I wanted to do was to use these candlesticks from the Dollar Tree. But I wanted the one between the bottom and the middle layer to be taller than the layer from between the middle and the top. But they only have one size of these candlesticks. They're all the same size. So I'm not sure if I like that. And then the other issue, or the other option I should say, that I picked up were these candle holders, because they had them in different heights. So there's the taller one. My fear is that these stems are too skinny and it won't be sturdy enough. Yeah, I'm just afraid that's not going to be sturdy enough to hold this, especially when you put decorations inside these. And you know what else is weird is, even though this is actually a smaller diameter than this, when you stack them up, it looks like it's bigger. I definitely like it better with more height here than up there. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. And then the third option is, I have this candle holder that I've just had in my stash for a long time. I could glue that to the top of there with some E6000 and then put that on here to make it sturdier. Let's just try this and see what it looks like. I kind of want to figure this out before I go out spray painting this stuff. The problem is that these are smaller than those. Like, this is the smallest of those, that's the smallest of that. So, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to leave them. I'm just going to put these on here and just leave it set for a little bit and look and just keep looking at it like while I go about my business and see if I really like it that way, and then switch it out and do the same thing with those. I just think I like the height of this better. And to be realistic, there's nothing that's going to be on here that's going to weigh a lot of, weigh a lot. It's just going to be decorative items and florals and things like that. So do I really need to worry about whether this will hold the weight? Because I'm like, I'm not going to put a bowling ball or anything up there. Okay, well, I'm just going to make my decision, and then when I'm assembling this, you guys will find out what I decided. So everything is painted, and I have decided to go with these, even though the stem is pretty skinny. And I'm going to put them, glue them upside down because they're top heavy. You know, the top of it is heavier than the bottom, and I think it will be more stable if I glue it upside down. My paint job wasn't so great on the bottom of these. For some reason, it really wanted to peel off this glass until it was fully dried. But since I'm just going to be gluing the bottom of this anyway, it really doesn't matter. So it's basically just how I've always done in the past. I use a combination of E6000 and hot glue. I'm not going to bore you with me, filming how I glue it. I'll just bring you back when it's all put together. Okay, so there it is, the finished product. And it's kind of funny to me how it's an optical illusion that this part is actually bigger than the bottom, the base, because it's not. This actually sits, when I had them stacked together, this sat inside the bottom. But when you put them all together, it kind of gives that illusion of being bigger. But that's okay, I kind of like it that way. So I'm going to let this cure for a few days before I mess with it, and be on the lookout for another video coming in the middle of September, how I'm going to style this 3-tiered tray for fall. That will be a fun video. I kind of have a little idea of what I'm going to do with it, but I'm not 100% sure. And as with most of my ideas, I change them halfway through a lot of times. And you guys don't see that because I edit it out. But a lot of times in my projects, I change my mind multiple times before it's actually done. But I guess maybe that's just part of the creative process. Okay, so week later, and this happened. You know, I had said, if you rewind the video a little bit, you will see I said I was wondering if these were too skinny to hold the weight, and I had doubted it, and I went ahead and did it anyway, and I should have listened to myself because, yeah, this happened. I had already got the 3-tiered tray styled and everything, and I did a video on that, which will be coming out in a couple of weeks. So when you see that video, you may notice that these are still there. But this morning, sitting at the breakfast table, I went to adjust something and snap, broke, yeah. So we went to town and we decided to go a totally different route and go with wood. These were already pre-done. They were only $2 and something a piece, but they only had it in the 6-inch size, and I wanted one to be 6 inches and the other one to be 8 inches because I wanted the bottom tier to be taller, the space between the bottom pan and the middle pan. So they also had this little round dealie, and so Scott just went ahead and bought a lag bolt or a lag screw, and he screwed those two pieces together. This is going to be for the bottom, between the bottom Lazy Susan and the basket, and then this will be between the basket and the cake pan. And I decided I'm going to not paint these. I'm just going to seal them with some of this polyurethane to make them shiny, because I think the wood and the galvanized metal in contrast will be really pretty. So yeah, don't use these tea light holders. I should have known. I knew better, but I thought I would take the chance, and yeah, I was right. So let's go get these polyurethaned. So there it is, done. Done for the second time. And you know, to be honest, I actually kind of am glad that it broke, because I really like this a whole lot better. I really do. And this definitely will not fall apart or break. I really love the combination of the wood and the galvanized metal. And I like the simplicity that all I did was polyurethane that wood. I didn't stain it or anything. I love the natural grain in it and how the polyurethane brought the color out. I think it's just pine. I'm almost 100% sure that it's made of pine. But yeah, I really, really like it. I never was 100% satisfied with this 3-tiered tray using those votives. I really wasn't sure if it would break or not, but I just wasn't 100% sure I liked the way it looked. But I really like this now. It's different than most 3-tiered trays that I have seen. I haven't seen many with the wood and the metal combination, and I'm really happy with it. So now I get the joy of restyling it. I'm not going to refilm my the video that I did when I styled this the first time, but yeah, I'm going to try to recreate it as best as I can on it fixed now. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. And see, you guys, just because you make a mistake doesn't mean you give up. It just means you have to rethink things. And usually, I've found in my experience that even if I mess something up really bad, if I don't give up and I keep trying, I like the outcome better the second time around, or even the third time around, because it takes me a lot of tries sometimes to get something the way I want it and the way I envision it. Alright friends, thanks so much for watching, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.